boys and girls. This is Miss Brianne, and welcome to our Let's Get Ready series. This series for young children where we review reading skills and phonemic awareness and handwriting skills and vocabulary in order to prepare them for the next grade level. And we're changing it up. We're changing up our Let's Get Ready. We usually only offer this to pre-kindergarten students going into kindergarten, but we have expanded it. We are now expanding our Let's Get Ready up for second grade students who are getting ready for third grade. And this series is for our pre-kindergarten students going into kindergarten, as well as our kindergarten students who want to review a little bit. Now for this series, I'm going to be showing you how to choose just right books for your level, how to read books, print recognition, describing pictures, and plus we're going to review letter recognition, sight words, phonemic awareness, and even handwriting and scissoring skills. Does that sound like fun? Now usually I start by reading a book or two. And then I have a fun little activity for you boys and girls to join me in. Now with that being said, are we ready to begin? Now, pretty soon, maybe within a year, you're going to be even within a couple of months, you're going to be getting ready to go to kindergarten. And in kindergarten, you're going to learn how to read books. Now, as I've always said, when you start to read books, what I like to do, the best way to start is to choose a book without any words in it. And that way you can look at the pictures and make up the story or tell the story as you go to either your friends or your teacher, your mom and dad, or your grandparents. And I am going to show you how to do that. Now, so, Mercer Mayer came up with these good wordless picture books. And these are a little bit older, but they're still pretty good. And the first one in the series is called A Boy, a Dog, and a Frog. Now the author and illustrator of this book is Mercer Mayer. Now the author is the person who wrote the words to the story. And the illustrator is the person who draws the pictures in the story. Now Mercer Mayer did both. And it is published and the publisher is the company that puts the book into print and sends it to the bookstores to sell. And the publisher for this book is Dial Books for Young Readers, which is a division of Penguin Putnam Incorporated. So with that being said, are we ready to begin? Alright, so let's begin. So in the first picture, you see a boy with a dog. Now, take a look at the picture. What is the boy carrying? Okay, it looks like he's carrying a net and a bucket. What do you think he's going to use the net and the bucket for? And you can take a minute to guess this. Maybe you think, maybe he's catching bugs. Maybe he's catching worms. Though I don't know if that's really likely, because he probably would have a shovel since worms live under the ground. Maybe he's catching fish. It's fun to guess these things. And he has his dog with him. Now if you go outside, boys and girls, do you have your dog or your cat with you? Possibly. But let's see what happens next. Oh, in the next page, it looks like the boy spots something. So it looks like he sees something in the water. And the dog is just sitting there. Oh, and what do you think is here sitting on the lily pad? Looks like a frog, right? So what do you think the boy's intending to do now with the bucket and the net? It looks like he's going to catch the frog, right? And that's probably what he was doing with the bucket and the net. He's looking to catch frogs. Did you think of that, boys and girls? I didn't. Do you think the boy will catch the frog? Well, let's see what happens next. Oh, so it looks like the boy is running with his net and his bucket, trying to catch the frog. But uh-oh, what happened, boys and girls? Looks like the boy tripped over a tree trunk, right? Looks like the dog did too. So it looks like he accidentally dropped his net and his bucket. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think he's going to fall in the water? Well, let's see. Oh, guess what? It looked like both the boy and the dog fell into the water. Ooh, not good. Then it looks like the bucket fell on top of the boy's head. And look, the boy and the frog are looking at each other. You think the boy will take the opportunity to catch the frog? Well, let's see what happens. Oh, it looks like the boy was starting to catch the frog, but uh-oh, look what happened. The frog escaped, and now he's on the tree trunk. Take a look at the boy. What do you think he's feeling right now? Do you think he's happy? Do you think he's sad? In my guess, the boy is probably mad. Mad that he couldn't catch the frog. Would you be mad if you couldn't catch a frog you wanted? Well, let's see if the boy is able to catch the frog. Well, it looks like the boy is telling the dog to do something. Probably telling him from the next picture to go onto the one end of the tree trunk. And the boy is on the other. Looks like they're going to surround the frog to catch him. Think that's a good plan, boys and girls? Do you think it will work? Well, let's see. Oh, it looks like they're about to get ready to catch the frog. But guess what happened? The frog escaped and jumped right back into the water, and the boy catches the dog instead. The frog is very smart, right, boys and girls? What do you think? Do you think the boy is going to be mad again? Well, let's see. Oh, so it looks like the boy is mad again because he caught his dog instead. And the frog is now on the rock, too far away for the boy to catch. That's going to make the boy really mad. And take a look at the frog's face. I don't think the frog is too happy either. Well, let's see what else happens. Oh, take a look. It looks like the boy is really mad. And it looks like he's going to leave. Probably is tired of trying to catch the frog and missing all the time. So he's going home. But take a look at the frog. How is the frog feeling now? Yeah, the frog is feeling sad. Why do you think the frog is sad? Maybe he wants to hang out with the boy and the dog, but probably doesn't want to be caught, right? Well, let's see what happens. So the boy and the dog leave. It looks like they're going home. But the frog is very sad. I think the frog just wants to play with the boy and the dog. Maybe he doesn't want to be caught. You don't know. What do you think the frog is going to do? Let's see. So the boy is very angry and he's stomping away. He's mad. And the dog looks a little sad too. But it looks like they're done. The frog is still on the lily pad. What do you think is going to happen, boys and girls? Well, let's see. Oh, it looks like the frog is very, very sad now. Why is the frog sad? Probably has nobody to play with now. Well, let's see what else happens. Oh! Look what the frog is doing. Looks like the frog is following the boy and the dog. And what is he using to follow? Yeah, what do you see, boys and girls? Does it look like footprints to you? Yeah, there's the footprints of the boy, and there's the footprints of the dog. So he's following the footprints of the boy and the dog. And he winds up in the boy's home. And it looks like there's more footprints in the house. You think he's going to follow them? Well, let's see. So it looks like the boy and the dog are home and they're now taking a hot bath. I probably would if I fell into a dirty pond. And look, the frog is happy. Why is the frog happy? Well, maybe because he found the boy and the dog and now he can play. Well, let's see. Oh, so they see the frog and it looks like they're happy. And the frog is joining them. So it looks like they made a new friend. And that is the end of the story. All right, so that was the end of the first book. What did you think, boys and girls? Was that a lot of fun? All right, well, I now have part 2 of the series, and The Adventures of the Boy continue. And this book is called A Boy, a Dog, a Frog, and a friend. And this is part 2. And the authors and the illustrators are Mercer and Mariana Mayer. And again, the publisher is Dial Books for Young Readers, which is a division of Penguin Putnam Inc. So, we ready to begin? Alright, let's find out. Oh, so we have the boy again. And we have his friends, the dog and the frog from the last book. And what does it look like the boy is doing? Looks like the boy is now fishing. Do you fish, boys and girls? Some do, some of you may have, some of you may not have. I have yet to fish. So that's okay. But as the boy is starting to fish, uh-oh, it looks like he caught something. What do you think it's going to be, boys and girls? Do you think it's going to be a big fish? Well, let's see what happens. Oh, it looks like he's really struggling to get this fish out. It looks like it's probably a big one, huh? And the dog looks like the dog and the frog are getting ready to help out. And in fact, it's so big that the boy couldn't catch it. And the fish, or whatever it is, wound up putting the boy into the water. And it looks like the dog and the frog are now going to help. What do you think? You think that fish is so big that it pulled him in the water? It must be a really big fish, huh, boys and girls? Well, let's see what else happens. Uh-oh. It looks like it's not a fish. Looks like it's a turtle. And he has the hook in his mouth and is walking away with the hook. And look at the faces of the boy, the dog, and the frog. What do you think they're feeling? They're probably mad. Because they're all in the water. Not only did they not catch the turtle, but the turtle's going away with their fishing pole. I wouldn't be happy, would you, boys and girls? Well, let's see what else happens. So, the dog is really mad. He's going to capture the turtle. But as the dog goes to catch, and the frog looks like it's about to help. But as the dog tries to catch the turtle, what do you think happens? Yeah, it looks like the turtle bit him on the paw. Ouch! That must hurt. And the frog is now scared and is hopping away. And the boy looks really upset. Why would the boy be upset? Would you be upset if your dog got bit by an animal? I would. So the boy is upset that his dog got hurt. So, it looks like the boy is trying to pull the dog away from the turtle, but guess what? Turtle has a strong hold on the dog's paw and is not letting go. Uh-oh. So now the boy is carrying his dog with the turtle still biting his paw. What do you think the boy is going to do? Maybe he'll take him home. Maybe his mom and dad will help him get the turtle off. Or maybe he'll try and get the turtle off himself at home. Let's see what happens next. But once they're back in the water, guess what happens? Looks like the turtle lets go and goes right back into the water. the boy looks happy because the turtle has stopped biting his dog. But the dog looks very sad, probably trying to stop his paw from hurting, right? Yeah. Well, let's see what else happens. So it looks like the boy is gathering his stuff. I think he's going to call it a day and go home. And the dog is still making sure is cleaning his wound or his injury while the frog is watching. But uh-oh, just as they're about to leave, look what happens to the dog. What do you think is happening? Take a look at the picture. Looks like the turtle now is biting the dog's tail. This is not good. Well, let's see what else happens. And it looks like the turtle is pulling the dog into the water. Uh-oh. So it looks like the boy and the frog are ready to jump in the water to save him. I would jump in the water to save my dog, right? Would you, boys and girls? And the frog is going to help. However, just as the boy is about to go in the water, the dog manages to get out of the water and go back onto the shore. And the turtle looks like it's asleep now. Let's see what happens next. So the boy uses his fishing pole to help get the turtle out of the water. And now the turtle's out of the water, but the frog and the boy are mad at the dog. But it looks like the turtle is sleeping. But they're not sure if the turtle is sleeping or not. So they bring the turtle to the land and they're about to dig a hole. And then the turtle wakes up. And it looks like he's trying to steal the fishing pole. But who do you think sees the turtle? Looks like the dog sees the turtle awake and is about to steal the fishing pole again. What do you think the dog is going to do? Maybe he's probably going to alert the boy. And he does tell the boy, and the boy and the frog see the turtle, and the boy stops the turtle from stealing the fishing pole. And now it looks like they're all going home together. And that is the end of the story. So, parents, I always think it's a good idea to start with wordless picture books when your child is learning how to read. That way they know what a book looks like and which way to describe to talk about the pictures. It starts here, the left to right, and they can just make up the story as they go by what they see in the pictures. And you can ask them questions. What do you see? What do you think the characters are going to do? What do you think is going to happen next? And there's no words for your child to remember at the time. So it kind of takes the pressure off that way. So what I recommend is you start off with these wordless picture books in the beginning. And then as they start to learn their letters and some sight words, you can then move on to books at their level with very simple words or 2 or 3 word sentences, which will make it easier. And you just gradually move up as they remember their words, and once print recognition gets easier for them. So these are classic wordless picture books by popular author Mercer Mayer. You probably know him as the author of the Little Critter series, which is a very highly popular book, especially for preschoolers and kindergartners. But these wordless picture books are great to start out with. Now, with that being said, speaking of letter recognition, we're going to do a fun little activity involving letter recognition. And you're going to need either watercolor paper or cardstock, preferably white. You're going to need a white crayon, craypa, or oil pastel, whichever you have on hand. You're going to need watercolor paint, either solid or liquid, preferably in a dark color, and a paintbrush. So I'm just going to move the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, and parents, I'd suggest you pause the video, make sure your kids are out of the room, and then you could start this step. So, let me fix this. Here we go. So, you got your watercolor paper. Now parents, you're going to do this step and make sure your kids don't see. What I want you to do is take your white crayon, craypa, or oil pastel and draw as many capital and or lowercase letters as you like. The letters we'll do A through D right now. And you can adjust this as to as many letters as your child recognizes. If they only know what capital letters look like, only do capital letters. If they only know what lowercase letters look like, only do lowercase letters. Or you can do both. It all depends on what your child remembers. So do as many as you like. You can even do just one big letter. So I wrote a bunch of capital and lowercase letters on one. Now I'm going to do the other one. But I wouldn't go past letter D right now. We can do other letters later on in the series. So, I mean, you can only do like letter A or letter B, depending on what your child knows or remembers. But like I said, I wouldn't go past the letter D at this point. So I wrote all my letters onto my pieces of paper. Now this is when you're done, set up your watercolor paint and your paintbrush. And when you register for this program, you're going to get a kit that contains 4 pieces of cardstock or watercolor paper and a small amount of liquid watercolor. And to expand it, you'll just put water in your liquid watercolor. But make sure you have a white crayon, cray pot, or oil pastel, and a paintbrush. And you may want to use something to cover your workspace with, and paper towels. So here's what you're going to have your child take the paintbrush, dip it in the watercolor paint, and paint over the paper. And take a look at what happens. Like magic, the letters appear. See that? And as the letters magically appear, you can have your child tell you what letters they are. Like, say, what letter did you just see? They would say A. Or what letter did you see? They say B. And if you want, you could say, is this uppercase, capital, or lowercase? And they can tell you. Like I said, do this depending on your child's abilities. And this is and the kids will have a lot of fun making the letters appear. And you just keep going, like so, until all of the letters are revealed. And you can do this as many times as you like, if your child still shows an interest. They may want to do this for hours. They may like seeing the letters appear. Or they may stop after one time. That is completely okay. But this is a fun little activity that allows them to use their motor skills and help them with their letter recognition. So here's one. Here's one. Isn't that cool? Now let me do the other one. And then you go until you see the letter, and you have them identify each letter. Now, like I said, I will give you 4 of these watercolor pieces of watercolor paper. You can use as many of them as you like. And you can use one for each letter, or you can use a variety of letters on different watercolor paper. Whatever you like. Surprise your child. And you just keep going until all the letters are revealed. And that is how you do magic letters. Now, like I say, you practice this as many times as you want in order to practice your, and like I said, this allows your child to practice motor skills as well as letter recognition. And also, in your kits, we also have some simple worksheets involving the letters A through D. So, after you finish with this fun activity, and they're very simple, you and your child can help complete the worksheets together. And you can always, if you want, take a picture of what you did and send it to our Idea Place email. But in any event, thank you so much for joining me today for Let's Get Ready. Next month we're going to do something completely different. I hope you had fun today, But in the meantime, until then, take good care of yourselves. Have a great day, and I'll see you next month.